Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. All right, so we got a lot of... Wait, one sec. Engage privacy mode. Let me just make sure I close this picture. Okay, yeah. All right. Free Technic, thanks for the resub. Happy 1st and 46th. And hey, Ramy and Stockton. Where was the waiting timer? Did it not show up? I don't know. Anyway, I use this computer for personal stuff too, and every once in a while I've got like a contract open or something, and I'm always like, what if I accidentally leak this? Yeah, I mentioned a while ago, it's hard to talk about this without... All right, I'm going to give the bare basic details here. Like a month and a half ago, I complained about a certain business anonymously and how it was causing me a ton of stress. And now I'm working with the replacement business for them. And it's causing a medium amount of stress. And I'd love to just be done with this stuff. Anyway, so for today, we got some things on the list. Let's just start with this. Track 4 should probably have a quieter opening. I'm going to make a button that lets me change music tracks. Can we get... Hey, Chevalton. Hey, Fatudi. That's 4 months less than 3 years. They do say that, Fatudi. Hey, I don't know if you got my Discord message, but I made a YouTube video based on your request from 2 years ago. Some of the stuff was not company friendly. Yeah. Yeah. I think especially if you're not streaming every day, it's harder to get into the habit of checking for like, are you going to leak something? Oh, you just responded. Okay, yeah. Yeah, 2 years ago. And actually, Easy Light requested a video that I just made public today. All right, so we can just put an unhandled... Or what's it called? It is unhandled. Why did that not show anything? Unhandled input. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Oh, in fact, why did I even type that? I could just type page up. Yeah, so what I want to do is play next track, and we're going to listen here for, is track 4 much louder than the other ones when it starts? Hey, Phil. Hey, Cynical Dev. Do you have the date of your message or of launch? Because of the message, yeah, that's right in the video. Of launch... Oh, is the screen cap frozen? Yes, it is. Thank you. I don't know why that happens. In case you were just having... Yeah. Sorry about that. What was I showing? That might have been important. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay, so let's try this out. We're just going to go into the game, and we're going to listen to the starting like 5 seconds of each track. Okay. I can't tell if they're all the same general volume level. Let me turn this up for myself. It's probably fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. Did I say I would? I'm not totally sure I did. There's a comment in that video that has a picture. Oh, Fatudi, thanks. Wow. You didn't need to do that, but thank you very much for doing that. Where is it? It's burnout. Yeah, here. My response was this. I can add it to my list of videos to make, although I have no promise of when it would show up, if at all. So I didn't technically commit to anything other than adding it to my list of videos, which I did. So I guess I am a man of my word in that sense. But yeah, thanks for gifting those subs. Yeah. I did say I'd add to the list. Yes, I did that. And I did make the video too. And I made the video that Easy Light requested as well, which was on my stream setup, which I don't think people would probably be that interested in. I made the video because I was just like, you know what, whatever, I'm here. Let me write the scripts for a bunch of videos and let me make them. Editing that wasn't too bad, especially since I already made a different short. Shorts are actually harder to make from an editing perspective than regular videos, because I have to record like double the size of my screen and then splice it so that they're one on top of the other. That way there's no wasted space. All right, bugging instant loop before the treasure room, and doing so won't show your guild level if you collect a guild item. This is probably unimportant. I don't even know where we would do this. I guess adventurer panel tab. We have some guild supply thing. Strange. Guild supplies.show. Yeah. So is this the only place that this happens? No, there are two. Wait, what? Free guild supplies doesn't require the treasure room? What? That's not right. This isn't working. Is challenge mode show guild supplies? Yeah, well, I don't remember seeing that. So if I go into here fishing and just refund all my points and hit start. Oh, they are showing. But if I save and load, do they show? Okay, I'm confused. Why did I write this down? You can get instant loot before... Oh, in story mode. Oh. Oh. I don't know what to do about this. If we're in the video mood, how to onboard to an existing organically grown code base that has foot guns and pitfalls. I don't think that's something I could probably do a video on and do justice to. Like, I think I've got some maybe general tips. And I think it is talk to others who use the code base. Debug your way through a scenario. Tackle small bugs. And ask AI questions about the code base. I think those are my general things to do. But yeah, that'd be the whole video probably. Hey, Flair. Do I have to run? But I had to come in and do the resub. Thank you. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. You've given 6 subs basically. Okay, so we have several options here. Option 1, ignore this. Option 2, make it so that this is impossible by only offering instant loot after you have the treasure room. Option 3, only grant the guild supply from instant loot if you have the treasure room in story mode. Any other options we have here? Oh, option 4 is show the guild supply UI as soon as you unlock instant loot. Excuse me. Hey, Leaper Girl. Welcome back. I have a question again about servers, but now it's a question if when 3 websites from the same registrar where 2 out of 3 claim to be partners are from the same owner, if they have the same IP and 4 name servers identity maybe? 3 websites from the same registrar where 2 out of 3 claim to be partners are from the same owner if they have the same IP. So the short answer is they don't have to be from the same owner in that scenario. Like, I can go sign up for whatever, leapyeargirl.net and I can point this at any IP that I want to. And it could be the IP of a server that somebody else owns. And just because I made this doesn't mean that I'm you. And it doesn't mean that I own the website that it's pointing to. Now, you typically wouldn't have much of a reason to do this. But attackers kind of can always find a reason to do something. Well, that's a short answer. The longer answer is there's probably like something behind them, especially if people are claiming to be the owner. But yeah, you can't make hard conclusions about this. I'm not even sure. Yeah, anyway, I'm not sure why it would matter though. Well, the owner of a website typically doesn't matter too much. It's just like, what is that website doing, or what do they claim to do? And then how are they actually using your data, and whether or not it's owned by a person. Well, I guess if it's owned by a person, you could just ask them. But yeah, otherwise, day can now truly begin. All right, so which one of these is best? I kind of think option 4 is best. This would involve checking when you get a guild item and then showing guild supplies. We have this on unlocked treasure room. We could check to see if you've gotten a particular item. Do we have a way of doing that? Item. Oh, seen items tracker. Is this acquired item? Acquire. What does acquire mean in this case? I think it just means that you see it. Yes. Okay, I should comment that here. This is when an item enters your town, whether it's on the ground or in the warehouse. B's partner, B says A and C are partners, C says A and B are partner. It's important because they're running a recovery scam. I mean, they're all saying they're related. They're possibly related, but this is not the kind of thing that you'd be able to investigate more than what you've already seen. Like, there's something called the ICANN, which I actually don't remember what this stands for. Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. And you can do a lookup for domains and who registered them, but almost all of them now have some kind of privacy business in the middle. So you wouldn't be able to see this. But whoever runs the ICANN can see this. So, like, presumably authorities would need to get involved at some point. Last night, Twitch reminded me I followed you for 7 years and then showed me a random clip I accidentally took of the stream. And Goose, hey, Pretzel. Pretzel, I haven't seen a response you've sent, if any, about the music mastering thing. But I saw I had 2 notifications from that Discord and just haven't looked at them this morning yet. All right, I think this is what I want to do. So let's go do this. And this should be very easy to do. So all we need to do is onAcquired new item plus equal onAcquired new item. And then we do private void item ID. And then if, and I don't know how we check this, item ID. There is no is guild supply. I could have sworn I made an is guild supply somewhere. It might be on the item itself. No. Oh, come on. All item data. Where did I put this? Get all guild supply item IDs. Okay, here it is. Oh, I don't like how this function works. This is every time you acquire a new item too, which should only be every time you beat a location for the first time. All right, well, if we're gonna do this, I might as well make an is guild supply thing, right? Public static bool is guild supply. Item ID, and yep, that was it. And we just do that here. Is guild supply item ID. So we're gonna paste this down here. And that's that. Now, we only want to do this in story mode. Challenge mode. Well, technically it doesn't matter whether we do it in story mode or not. But there, that'll do it. All right, let's go test this out. The wrestle. Just trying to do it through I can't. It's pretty good. In the process of reporting them to authorities, sadly they've hidden their identity. Yeah, so that's kind of where I think this would end naturally, and it's no different from any other crime that you sort of assume is committed but can't prove yourself. Like, I don't know, you see 2 people enter a store and no one else, and then there's an accident or some crime that happens in the store. It's like, it's probably one of those 2 people, right? But you don't know for sure. Someone could have like tunneled in from the ground. You wouldn't be able to prove that, but the authorities would probably be able to look into it. So it's kind of the same thing here. There's a mastered track in my Discord. My goodness. Yeah, that'd be really interesting to listen to. I'm guessing it's my mastered track. Like, did you take the 5th town theme and cover it? Because if so, I could play that on stream. If it's some other music, I probably can't play it on stream. All right, so we gotta test this, and I didn't actually test this, and I don't exactly know how we do this. I guess we go unlock this. Yeah. So, oh, you know what? It could just be when you get instant loot. I didn't even think about that. That's probably a smarter way of doing this. So you can see here, there's just blank space. There's nothing beneath skill points, but we unlock instant loot. Oh, where is it? There one, that one. And then we click this button and now it shows up. Okay, so that is one way we could do this. The other way we could do this is option 5, show, oh wait, that is what I wrote down. Show the guild supply UI as soon as you acquire a guild supply. I actually like this idea better. It's more performant, even if only slightly. Second track was the first one I found in the Discord. Okay, yeah, let's listen on stream then. What happened at Discord? Whoop. Okay, engage privacy mode. Let me just turn this off for a second. Okay. Whew. Yeah. I forgot I'd closed Discord. That could have shown anything. There's small stuff you could do, like limiting flight EQ. Recent mastering change for a hip hop song. Basic flow is EQ, stereo imaging, multi-band EQ, and a maximizer to make the dynamic range fit the song and add a slight gain. Interesting. Rough track is the original non-master version, but I did boost the volume up a bit to be referenced better. Make it a bit louder, glue stuff together so nothing sounds too standalone, add some analog warmthness to it. Okay, so let's listen to the mastered track. It's pretty good music. Hey, Kenny. Welcome in. You're right, I wonder who made the track. Okay, so I think this sounds good. I don't remember what the original sounds like, and I actually I should not spend a ton of time right now on stream, but I will copy a message link and get to this later. Yeah, welcome in, Kenny. I'm glad you came in from YouTube. Listen to Oppressal's mastering and see what I can learn from this. Oh, what? That link doesn't work? Oh, there we go. Yeah, thanks for doing this. Like I said, don't really know what goes into this and how to get better at it. And the talk about payment was honestly like mostly a joke. What I was thinking is if you just pointed me in the right direction, I could go learn some of this stuff and then see how long it would take to do this. And yeah, that way you wouldn't need to be involved for like all the tracks or something. But yeah, thanks. I do appreciate it. Let me give you a point. Okay, so I think the better way of doing this is when you unlock a particular skill, which I don't think we have anything for that here because this is the Adventurers panel tab. Leveled up player abilities dot on. What do I call this? Changed level. Okay, let's put this inside here. And I guess get rid of this that I put in. And change this. All right, so as mentioned, I think this is a little bit better, although we could have just cached which items you can find. So this is player ability to change level. And when you get instant loot, that we do guild supplies dot show. Okay. So which of these do I like better? They're pretty much the same. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. The only issue I had here is that every single time we do this, we get every adventurer class and then fetch all the guild supplies. It's not even that like crazy of a function, but it's making an array of size 10, well, a hash set. And yeah, that's not free, but it's also not expensive. I think I'm going to delete this one. And I'll write a comment here. In story mode, it's possible to get instant loot before you unlock the treasure room, which means the guild supply UI wouldn't show in this panel. I'm not even certain. I don't know how many people are going to do this. Okay, so the whole acquired new item thing, let's just delete that. And then I guess technically we could delete this is guild supply, but presumably we use this and we probably never use this. Huh, no, actually we do. Okay, well then I guess we just delete that. Okay, there's our change. Delete this. And easy peasy. Yeah, so this is just a clarifying comment. We can check this in no matter what. Add clarifying comment. Yeah. Thank you, Repressal. Yeah. You know, what's kind of funny is some YouTubers have covered the game recently, and there were 3 recent videos. And in it, people talk about the graphics and the audio. And they sort of vacillate between opinions even within their own videos. Like some people will say like, the graphics are fine. And then later on, they'll say the graphics are great. Someone said, I like the music. And then later said, I don't really like the music style. Now, it's not like they're contradicting themselves necessarily. They might have liked them at first and then realized, oh my God, they're even better than I thought. Or they might have liked the music and then it graded on them. I don't know. But yeah, I wonder how people form these opinions. It's Opelmeyer. Yeah. The behind the scenes work. I had something from yesterday. I'll see if I can link it in the chat. Where is it? Give me a sec. I'm trying to find this. Huh. I don't know where it is. Ah, here it is. Yeah, I found a document. I'll link this into Twitch chat. This is what I did in my off-stream time. So yeah, if you want to take a look at what happened during that, you can load up that document. It's basically, I made a bunch of videos. I made some music. I did some other marketing things. Okay. So I'm going to go test this out and then we'll check this in and then we'll move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Yeah, Remy, I didn't know if you knew about what Pressel just said. How long did the new trailer take? That's the hardest part for me since it's not my wheelhouse. It took about a work day. But this time, because it's the launch trailer, I did things a little bit differently. So I had, actually, I could probably just show you this process. Do I have the trailer here? No, I don't. Okay, well, anyway, I had the old outline for the trailer. And the outline was just the blurbs of text. And I think it said something like start a town, hire adventurers to battle, sell what they find or something like that. Like these were the little blurbs that I used. And I thought, does this still make sense? Is this still the order that I want to present things in? So I came up with a different one. Then I ran it by another person, Paj, and he critiqued it and I like changed the outline. The next day I recorded all the videos and then put them together and said, okay, how does this seem? And there were some little pacing issues. There were some clarity issues. So I like reworked those things. So that process was a little bit more involved than what the original one was. However, on the flip side of that, I'd already learned all the ways that I should record and do this stuff. So I didn't have to learn that again. As an example, in my AI opinion video, there's a green dot at the upper right of the screen. Actually, you can see it there now. Yeah, there's a green dot up there. Can I take a picture of that or is that added in later? It's probably, oh no, yeah. So this green dot is there in the AI opinions video because it doesn't really matter. But for the trailer, I didn't want that there. So I needed to record all of Skeleseller on my other screen. And then there are other little things like that. Like when do I show the cursor? When do I not show the cursor? How do I add in the music? How do I add in the sounds? Hey, Cuddlefish. Okay, so this is what we're going to test. We go into story mode, hit new game. Game will hit. What's the green dot for? It's an indication that you're recording on your primary screen, and as far as I know, there's no way to turn it off. It's a Mac OS thing. All right, so check this out. So we have blank space here. As soon as I unlock instant loot, it should become filled in. So still blank. I unlock instant loot. And now there it is. And if I save and load, it doesn't show. So that would need to be shown on load. And there's no load. Oh, whoops, I'm in the wrong file. Loaded from game save. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Oh, yeah, I really don't like this. Show guild supplies in story mode if needed. Oh, man. Okay. So this would be town.playerabilities.has unlocked ability instant load. Okay, now we do this in here, which is kind of weird, but that's because we call this from another place, which is load. And now why is there red here? Oh, it's just stale. Okay, that should do it. If there are particular keybinds you're looking for, I can share them. People tend to just ask about the VS Code ones. And I think what matters most there is the ones that I use most frequently and not necessarily what I have them bound to. All right, so if I press T, yep, there we go. That's working. And then we just do this again. I guess I should test all the scenarios. So yeah, they're not showing. I do this, they're still not showing. And then as soon as I unlock this, they start to show. Yeah, perfect. And then same thing, I'm gonna do this again, but this time I'm just gonna get the treasure room and it should show immediately. Yep, and then I save and load. Perfect, cool. Okay, so show guild supplies. I'm getting instant loot. It's possible in story mode to get instant loot without having the treasure room. At which point the guild supply UI should show. I tested, yeah, this also works when loading a save file that has instant loot, but not the treasure room. I had also tested implementing this when you acquire a guild supply, but it was slightly less performant. Cool. All right, we're done with that. Let me check that one more time, though. Yeah, good. You know what? This can just be like that. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a spanso that you're talking about. Yeah, if you mean something like typing this and having it turn into emoji or typing apostrophe O and having it turn into organization, those sorts of things are a spanso. And I highly recommend using it. All right, so this bug is handled. This we can do later. All right, max out Mushy and watch him in the fishing pond with infinite fish. He definitely attacks the same one multiple times somehow, even if they die in one hit. Oh, I wonder if this is because the fish isn't actually dead until the damage is dealt. That's probably why. In which case, this could happen with any character. Like if I change the mage... Okay, let's just test that out. Let's make it so that Fireball shoots like a machine gun. This is going to look very silly. All right, there we go. So now the mage is a flamethrower. It's going to shoot 10 fireballs per second. And if we go into the fishing pond, Oh, I need the mage. Let's get the mage. All right, there. So send the mage in. This isn't going to do anything on its own because I need to make the mage do like 1,000,000 damage. Oh, no, that actually did prove it. Yeah, everything's fine then. Okay, whew. That's good. Also, imagine if you actually could get to this level of haste. That'd be so cool. Okay, just out of curiosity, if I send them into the final area and I make them invincible, I don't think this is going to be very impressive because their individual damage numbers are so low. Yeah. But we could give them this and this and this and this. And now they have some more skills. They'll do a little more damage. Oh my god. All right, that's actually a lot more damage. Man. There is no point in doing this. Okay. So what's happening then is not an issue. I'm going to file an issue on this and then just close it immediately. So Mushy, among other adventurers, can target the same fish multiple times. Note, this isn't really an issue, but I wanted to save the explanation for why this happens somewhere. So I'm going to type it here and then close it immediately. What's really happening is this adventurer uses ability with a casting time or a projectile, and then damage isn't dealt yet, so some other ability can target that same fish. It's not even a fish. This is harmless. The easiest way to prove this is to set the mage's fireball spell to a 0.1 second cast time and send them into the pond. They will only produce 10 times numb fish sludge, meaning the on-death effects don't work multiple times. All right, that's a lot of typing for nothing, so whatever, done, cool, close, don't care. And we delete it. All right, so this, I don't exactly know what I can do about. Like, this looks fine over here, but on Windows, it looked a little bit choppy. And I guess if you zoom in, it's always going to look choppy, right? Is this just because I zoomed in? Let's go take a look at the original image. Why is this site not working? I need this site. How else am I supposed to get the image? Base 64 converter online. Can I find another one? Yeah, it didn't load. Base 64 to image. Paste. Can I just hit convert here? Oh, man. That'd be nice. Yeah, there's a bunch of extra stuff here. Hey, cool. Okay, so yeah, here's the original image. But it's... Wait, am I zoomed in? No, I'm not zoomed in. Huh. The resolution is so large that that's probably why it looks like this. I don't know what the original resolution was supposed to be. Is anyone on Windows right now with the Skeleseller demo? Because if so, if you don't mind just loading the title screen and telling me, do these look bad, these icons? I can't test it myself because I'm not on Windows right now, but if no one else has that available, then I can just test this later. I'll write a note, and if someone happens to look at it now, then that's great. Try, or like look at the icons on the title screen again on Windows and see if it looks choppy. I'm not really sure how it could be fixed if there's even a problem. Maybe it has to do with my 4K monitor. Try the secondary one and a UI scale of 1. All right, well, let's delete this. All right, so item stacking should probably cost 1750 or 2000. Perk constants. Yeah, so I wanted to rebalance a bunch of things. Item stacking. Why is item stacking not even in here? Oh, because it's not called item stacking. There it is. 750 and 1500. And I want to boost this by a little bit, like by 250 or by 500. It's a pretty impactful upgrade. Let's try that. Entropic magic should be a bit higher. Entropic magic. It's 150, 300, 500. And I said a bit higher. So 150, 300, 500. How does this look? That's plus 50, plus 100. So it's plus 150 total. I think that's probably good. Let's start with that. Let's not do something too crazy here. This is all from me testing it anyway, so it's not like these are just willy-nilly things that I came up with. Like, it felt like I was getting this a little too fast. Third town hall level should maybe be 750. Where is that? Town hall upgrade. Isn't there a cost here somewhere? Here it is. And I said it should be 750? I don't know about that. Let's raise it to 600. All right, that makes special keys or whatever cost 13531. Yeah, this is just a little Easter egg that I wanted to do. I think there are some expensive upgrades in the game, and one of them is 10,000 or maybe 15,000. I don't know. And it's like trivially different to make it a different number. Oh, it's already maxed out. I got to delete that from the save file then. Yeah, just delete all this and then load. Cost 10,000. And what was the other thing I wrote here? Special keys? How much is special keys? Ah, yeah, 13500. Okay, so 13500. We turn to 13531. Done. Hilarious. Okay, and that's it. Rebalance some perk costs or some costs, gold costs. Several of these felt too low. Special keys was just 31 shy of 13531, which is a little Easter egg for the longtime followers of the stream. What I mean by choppy? Oh, thanks, Thunderbeat. What I meant is, if you look at this image is zoomed in, which is probably why it looks bad. But like, if this is what it looked like normally, you see how it's kind of jagged over here. Problem is, this is because it's zoomed in. If I zoom out, it actually looks fine, I think. So just, does it look normal? Like, does anything look unusual about it to you when you're in the demo? For example, on my monitor at least, like, these buttons look fine. Nothing looks unusual about them. The icons are pretty crisp. The Discord logo isn't blurry or anything. So yeah, if you wouldn't call any attention to those buttons, then it's probably fine. Whereas if the button looked like this in the game and you're like, whoa, I can see individual pixels. That's because it's zoomed in like a million times. All right, do not check in the fireball change. That'd be nuts. Looks normal, playing on 1920 by 1080. Okay, yeah. Thanks for taking a look. I will give you a point for that. I appreciate it. So how much did we actually change this by? This is by 100. This is by 150. This is by 31. That one doesn't matter. And this one's by 500. So 100, 150, and 500 makes 750. That's not a crazy amount. Yeah, I think it's probably fine. And then 31. So I guess technically 781. But yeah, done. All right, maybe buff Bountiful Harvest just for story mode. It's kind of grindy at the end, and no one is probably casting faux potions all that often. Yeah, I think this is pretty smart. In fact, I wonder if there should be multiple levels for this. I'm torn. We have a couple options here. So Bountiful Harvest right now says... Wait, no, that's not right, is it? It's the other one. It's Instant Harvest, isn't it? What does it say? Casting this causes all mature crops to be harvested. Any crops harvested this way grant more sludge. I think I meant this one. Hey, Sachamara, how you doing? Yeah, all right. So Instant Harvest. I shouldn't have named two things with a harvest in them because I always get confused by that. It says this. Casting the faux potions spell causes all mature crops to be harvested, and they grant 100% more wisdom sludge. So this is nice, but at the end of the game, plus 100% isn't too crazy. I kind of want it to be like plus 250%. So option one is just change 100% to 250%. And option two is add another level that costs, I don't know, 1,500 gold or something. That grants 250%. Alternatively, option 1B is buff this, but not by so much. Like maybe make it plus 150%. Some obscure and outdated. I mean, if it's truly outdated, let me know and I can get rid of it. But just obscure, I don't mind. A lot of these are relics from the past. Yeah, I wonder if, like, what's this? Who cares, lol? Wait, what? This was changed. It didn't used to say that. Because that wasn't... I don't think it used to say that. All right, well, I'm going to delete that one. Where'd that go? Oh, the who cares, lol. Okay, yeah, let's delete that. Okay, yeah, sure, Amy. By the way, don't feel the need to do this. If you happen to see some and you're like, okay, well, I'll just send them the list of these 2 or 3. That's also fine. Because, yeah, I don't think it's super important. God, some of these are very silly. All right, so what do I prefer here? I think the issue with adding another level, like I think another level would actually be kind of nice. I would just want that level to impact story mode, and adding this other level would change the translation of strings. Gotcha, Rami. Yeah, and it's not like it's even hard for me to do this. It's just... I'd break whatever strings have been translated. Or when can you get this? I think it's after you upgrade the town hall once. Yeah. All right, so we get the farm. We upgrade this. We get a whole bunch of carrots. And then we cast faux potions and harvest all of them and give me 4 sludge instead of 2. Well, 4 times whatever number of carrots I had. And this would make them give 5 if I were to bump it to 150%. I was going to make it 150%. Although, does this... I'm so torn. Hey, Grace, it's going well. I came back yesterday, and I got done with a bunch of things on the backlog, and we're just doing more things on the backlog now. I shared this document from earlier. Let me see if I can find it again. That talks about what I was doing in my time away from the stream. I put it in a Twitch chat. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm very torn on this. Because another thing I hadn't really considered here is this spell is pretty impactful early on in the game. It's like doubling the size of your farm. Kind of. It's not really. Because it's only for crops that are done. Hey, JLFA. Thank you for the raid. I think I rated you... Whoops. Doodle. I just cleared out everything. I think I rated you... I want to make sure you're who I think you are. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, how'd the stream go? Yeah, I haven't been on Twitch for like almost, well, not really 2 weeks is fair to say, but like a week and a half. And we are just improving Skeleseller in any way we can because we're down to like 53 days until launch, I think. All right, I'm going to buff this. Buff instant harvest. At plus 100%, it's not bad, but I don't think it's good enough. And I don't want to add another explicit level to this just yet. So I'm making it plus 150%. There. Did some sea studying. Nice. What's the eventual goal with that sea studying? All right, so now we save this and we reload. And it should say 150%. I'm going to harvest a bunch of carrots and it should give me 5 sludge per thing. And pumpkins would give 25. And then if you crit, they'll give, I don't remember what the number is, but probably 33. I mean, we can test that stuff out. Not hard to do. Where's the, here it is, 150%. Yeah, so if I just make a bunch of carrots and click this button, they'll give you 5. Nice. Now let's make it give pumpkins and let's give the ability to crit. 120% bonus. So when it crits on a pumpkin, it's gonna... I won't have a way to test this because I still have the spell running. I gotta wait 8 seconds. Okay, well, I can't read any of these numbers because they're all stacked. I can read that. That says 25, but all the other ones are a blur. But that's kind of the point. Like, you just got a lot. It doesn't really matter the exact number. If we wanted, what we could do is, like, wait a bit and then combine them. So that if you got, like, 50 crops at once, it just gave one message and said, like, plus 200. But I think that might be confusing. Want to develop some data structure to refresh a bit the memories of university studies. So much water passed under the bridge. Ah, yeah. Yeah. I think it's interesting to do that every once in a while, but I also think that our just kind of natural actions steer us toward a particular direction. And for me, it's game dev. So it's like, okay, I learned a bunch of stuff in university that I'm probably never going to touch again. But like, I'm probably never going to touch it again. So should I learn it again? I like this too, Ramy. Okay, let's check this in. I actually thought about them while game deving. Yeah, and hopefully they enrich your life in some way. I don't really think any learning goes to waste. I just think there's an opportunity cost to that learning. Well, I didn't type out opportunity. Yeah, there's an opportunity cost out of learning. It's like if you learn X versus learning Y, you're going to be spending time. And learning both, whatever X and Y are, is probably helpful. I was reading recently about people who've like essentially forgotten their mother tongues. You know, imagine you grow up in whatever, France, and you're speaking French every single day of your life, and you think, I'm going to remember this forever. And then you leave France and you assimilate to whatever culture you go to, and you're talking mostly in English or Korean or whatever. And then 10 years pass. And those people do forget a lot of French. Like they forget how to articulate what they want to say. And it's not that they can't go back to learning it, but yeah, it always makes me think, like, how much knowledge have we lost just as individuals? And it has to be a lot because you take in so much on any given day. It's like maybe it's stored somewhere in your brain, but you can't recall it consciously. Happened to me at some level when I lived in Malta for 1.5 years. Yeah. And it's kind of weird. This is, I've shared this thought before, but one of the things I think about is there's like a, how do I describe this as? It's like knowledge you take for granted. And it's generally things you do every day. And even little things, like, I don't know, let's say you're making pasta or something like that. It's like boil water, throw pasta in, wait until it's done, strain it. Like those steps, if you just didn't do them for 10 years, you might be like, wait a second. How do I go about doing this? So really nothing's off limits for what you could forget. Anyway, I think the performance of dropping 3 very valuable potions in the extractor isn't great. May need to test this by setting the value to infinite. May just be instantiating 25 crop scenes. All right, let's try this out. So all item data, small blue potion. Value is 3. Let's set it to 3,000. I want to see if this causes a problem. So when a customer goes to buy an item, setting it to 3,000 or 3 trillion doesn't make a difference. It's just adding a number to another number. Should be the same amount of time. But when putting it into the extractor, it puts a certain number of crops onto the farm. So let's make sure the farm is empty. It is. And let's put one of these items in there and see what happens. That did not seem to lag unnecessarily, and it gave us 1,400 overflow seeds. So I'm going to assume that nothing's really wrong there. And it should plant another 25. Yeah. I think it was probably just a coincidence, and it had to do with probably crafting 25 different scenes. In fact, if we do this, it might make it. I don't have a way of doing this faster, do I? No. I need to wait for this to end. All right, it's over. Yeah, I think this is fine. I did not do the art, no. This was mostly Quickie Joe and a couple of asset packs. Yeah, empty grocery bag. Some things stick with you somehow, even though you might not have learned them explicitly. Same with things you learn when you're a little kid. Yeah, I think some things definitely stick with you, and sometimes they have no real reason for that. But I think a lot of things that stick with you are things that you used or enjoy somehow. Like, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then some things aren't that hard to relearn. They say it's like riding a bike. Well, riding a bike isn't that hard of a skill. And yeah, once you've done it once, it's like, all right, you just need to remember the balance a little bit. Honestly, I never thought about it till right now, but I wonder if when people say it's like riding a bike, that it's because it's such an easy skill to learn that remembering it isn't really remembering it, it's relearning it, but it's so fast that you think it's remembering it. Game has a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, the game does have a lot of stuff going on, especially toward the end. And I've been doing some play testing that I think was very revealing yesterday. I have this second mode in the game, and there are a bunch of scenarios. And the scenarios are generally fun things like start with a farm or start with a whole bunch of customers or something like that. And then toward the end, they are not so fun things, which are challenges. There's first challenge, second challenge, and final challenge. And the issue here is that I don't think these fit. I have some ideas for how we can change that, but we're not there yet. All right, add translators to the credits. I got to do all this stuff off stream at some point. Manually dragging a desired item to a customer should play a sound with more fanfare to it. Yeah, I didn't even really think about this. I don't even know if, I don't know if this will be fitting, but let's take a look. Oh, what am I doing? I shouldn't have started this. Well, whoops. Quit. All right, so can seek specific item. Let's replace this with 1, and let's replace can seek with nothing. Now nothing should call this. Good. And now as for the item that they want, let's get that item. Return item ID dot small blue potion. Okay, so now every customer should want a small blue potion, which should make it really easy to see what it sounds like when you give them a small blue potion. Haven't seen much, but it gives me relaxing vibes. Yeah, it's meant to be a pretty casual, laid-back game. This is one of those turn your brain off and play it kind of games, because I've played enough games where there's a learning curve and I'm done with work and I'm just like, I don't want to learn anything right now. I just want to blast zombies or something. The game doesn't let you do that. All right, what do we do? New game, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so customers should come in over here and they should just want blue potions. They might take a little bit of time before they want it. Yep, there we go. All right, and I turn on the sound and we just listen for what does it sound like when you give them a potion. Okay, so obviously not anything too great. But what if home, downloads, Leo, open. What if we play some kind of small fanfare? We probably already use a lot of these sounds. Nah, that's not good. I don't like either of those. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. I kind of like that one. Take care, and thanks for the raid. Nice to see you again. I hope you remember everything from university. Okay, so would that sound better than this? Yeah, I think so. Well, how about this? Let's just try getting the sound to work. And we'll put in a proper sound for that. So hang on one sec. I'll be right back. Okay. Hey, Matt. My wife was just leaving. I want to say goodbye. All right. So seek specific item. We have player held item and something about desired items. Yeah, here it is. Clicked item destination. Drag it on them. In this case, the desire. Wait, what? Customers are item destinations now? Hey, Soli. How you doing? I am so confused. What is going on here? Will accept item. Here it is. Yeah. So drop off item. Aha. So this is where I want to play a sound. So we do town. Yeah, town equals get this. Town dot play sound. Sound ID. I just want it to be something. I don't even know what. Heal. Yeah, let's play heal. That's sort of a positive sounding thing. I just want to see how this feels before I put in the real sound effect. Yeah, it's been going pretty well. Right now, what we're trying to do is make a better sound effect for when you drag a desired item to a customer. So I guess it doesn't really matter if I make a new game or not. All right, so we just speed this up, wait for customers to be in town, and then give them the item. Okay, now what if they get them themselves? Does it make that sound? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go plop in this sound, which I think it sounds pretty good. So let's put that over here. Game, assets, audio. Do we consider this a town or a UI sound? I guess technically UI because you're the one doing it, even though it's not really a UI thing. I don't know where to put this. It matters because there are two different volume sliders. What do we say for this? Town. Controls the volume of sounds that happen outside a battle that you don't explicitly trigger. Yeah. Okay, so I think this should be a UI sound. So he pastes this in there. It is 012 confirm 2. So let's click that. And then over here, sound ID. This is going to be give customer desired item. Give customer desired item. And then wherever we put that, we do that. Yeah, done. Might be too loud. I don't know. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it is a touch too loud. One of you needs to want something. Yeah, just a tad bit too loud. Volume 0.8. And then should it play when they actually get the item? Because right now it's playing as soon as you click them, but it's got to fly in. Force buying desired item. We could put the sound effect there. Let's just try it and see if it sounds better. There. So I made it a little quieter, and I made it happen after the item has flown to the customer. And now we just go see what happens. Where'd the item go? I don't like that anymore. For one, it's still too loud, and it doesn't really sound like you did something great. Like this sounds more... Yeah, maybe this sounds better. 14 confirm 04. Confirm 04. Okay, let's try that. It's also going to play the sales sound, but I think it's okay. Okay, add some customers, do that. Whoops, I just added like 400 customers. Yeah, that sounds better. Still too loud. And anything else? No, that's pretty much it. I would kind of like to cut out the buying sound, but I don't think that's possible. Because this plays its own sound, right? Oh, we could just pass in a thing saying don't play sound. Play sound equals true. If play sound. And then over here we just say play sound false. Now it'll only play the one sound, and it's even quieter. I know these seem like they may be unimportant tasks, but I do think this adds a little bit to the game world when you do something that it's like, oh, hey, we want to reward this. Playing a sound effect is good. Not playing 2 sound effects is good. Not having it overpower you is good. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's do that. Yeah, and speed them up too. There, now we can just save. And do this. Yeah, I think it's better. You spray for the town hall? Yeah, the leveled up town hall. This has been in the game for maybe a couple months or something, but I don't usually test with the upgraded town hall in the game. Because all upgrading the town hall does is allow you to get more perks. My favorite town hall is actually the 2nd level one, which you don't see for very long, because it's got a really cool skull flag on it. Let me show you. Assets, world. I don't know where we put it in here. Well, I could just load it in the editor. Yeah. Look at that. I like that a lot. It's simple, but it looks great. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. So let's check this in. Yep, this is all pretty straightforward. Looks good, looks good. Yep. This is bad. We can't keep that in the game. And we can't keep this in the game. Or this. Okay, so let's look it over one more time. We add the sound ID. We add the sound ID here, or sound data, sound ID. We make sure that we don't play the old sound and we do play the new sound. And that's it. Okay. So add sound when manually giving desired item. It also no longer plays the base, what's it called? Item sale sound? Item sale sound. In this case. Oh, I gotta check the leveling of that though, don't I? Yeah, let's try that really fast. So if I just click this and they buy the items themselves, they'll make sound 1, and sound 2 is this. So come on, workers, go. Yeah, they're leveled pretty well with one another. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. All right, done with that. Oh man, I think we're gonna remove dud perks from the game. Yeah, I made the achievement on Steam, but there's probably not going to be a way to get dud perks in the game. All right, well, I have one of 2 things I need to do. Either code the achievement or delete the achievement. Either code or delete maxed all dud perks. I added it on Steam, but there may not be a way to even get dud perks in the game. Bug, if you build anything by clicking the build button, you can still press enter to build it a 2nd time. This causes an exception. Oh boy, fun stuff. Really, really fun stuff. All right, so what's going on here? You can click. I think this is a very easy solution. A dialog box has a thing you can click, and then when you click it, it dismisses itself. But while it's being dismissed, you can still click it again. So how do we figure out that it was dismissed? Wait, can't you just double click it then and have a problem? I think I know how we could do this. So first, let's see if this happens with double clicking or if it's just pressing enter. Because pressing enter is really easy to do, but double clicking may be harder. I don't know how quickly we have to do it. I don't know about that. It looked like it went away pretty much immediately. No, it does fade out. It just, I couldn't click it that fast. No, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. No, I don't think it's possible. Because I'm also pressing left click on my keyboard. So like I can mash left click pretty quickly if I'm pressing on 2 mice, essentially. But yeah, I don't think I'm doing this. But if I click it and press enter, it's trivially easy to do. Watch this. There, I just caused an error. Why? So there's a dismiss function here. Oh, process mode. Oh, wow, look at that. Prevent the buttons from being clicked again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's impossible, but it's obviously very easy when you press enter. So I just need to stop it when you press enter, which should be pretty simple because we check to see if this thing's visible in the tree, but we can also check to see if the process mode is disabled. Yeah. Or options container dot process mode is disabled. Can options container not exist? Nope, it has to exist. Okay, that should be it. That should be the fix. Hey, Busheros. Yeah, this wasn't too bad. I mean, hopefully it works. And it was very easy to repro, so it's not like it's going to be hard for me to test. So I just click this and press enter. Oops, I didn't do that right. I messed it up. All I did was press enter. I meant to click and press enter. Yeah, it's fixed. Okay. Yep. It's not happening anymore. In fact, what we could do is we could prove that that's happening. We could say print options container dot process mode. So what's left to be done? This was it. This was the final thing. No, there's a lot of little things that we can do. So it mostly fits into polish or bug fixes. There are also some graphics that Quickie Joe made that I never put into the game because we just didn't have a use for them. And some of them I think look really good. Like I really like this bird character that they drew. And I don't know what we'll do with this character, but you know, maybe we can find a use for it. He also drew this little gremlin character. And I think this is a very cute looking character, so I'd like to use this one too. But yeah, it's just going to be things like that where it's like, oh yeah, let's try to find a use for this. Hey Codex, should just make the action that gets fired protected from repeats, then it doesn't matter if the dialogue has a hole allowing for resends. I think we could do that. Yeah, I think we could do that. I was going to say, if the callers handled it, it'd be annoying, but this is handled in the dialogue box. Either one of these should actually be fine. So let's go try this again, too. So now what'll happen is when I click this, it's set to inherit, but as soon as I do this, it's set to disabled. So yeah, it's stopping it. Hey, Kevin. Think you need to remove one specific comma? I hear your complaints. I hear them. And I think that's all that's important when it comes to complaints, right? So you have been heard. The comma will remain. I wasn't going to comment on that. This game is destined to fail now. It would be kind of funny if people are like, wow, this trailer's amazing. Oh, look at that. It's relaxed. And then they get to that one point and they're like, it's the worst game I've ever seen. I'm not going to buy this. What's that comma doing there? Quotation marks? A hyphen? This is too much for my brain to handle. Okay, so this is one way of doing things. Another way of doing things is to just do what Codex said here. Where is the clicking thing happening? Set option enabled. We need to know that you've closed this. I guess either way, we set it there and then just over here we check. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this implementation for now. Hey, Hagerman-Hour. How'd I even type that C? Probably through autocomplete, right? Like it just fixed a word for you, thinking that meant something else. Actually, this bothers me a lot on Android. I'll type let's, and depending on which version of let's you want, it may or may not have an apostrophe, and you use these roughly 50-50, I think. But on the keyboard, it just jams me into one of these for some reason. It's like, no, you mean the wrong one, right? I'm like, no, I don't. Prevent double building. I put 2 Y's in it? Yeah. Okay, so the repro was click a signpost to build the farm. Click build. Immediately press enter after clicking. At this point, it would try building the farm twice. We now prevent this. Okay. Player ability trees tooltip seems to never get used. Player ability tree tooltip. I guess the easiest thing to do is just delete it. If it turns out that it was used, then we'll see an error, right? I'll accept my Kevin points. Kevin's gonna go vibe code a Twitch bot right now. Yeah, I think we're fine. I can hover over everything. How do we get a... Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, yeah, that looks fine too. That's fine. Are there any other tooltips I haven't seen here somehow? I think that's it. No other UI elements show up. Oh, no, guild supplies do. So I got to build this. Nope, no, that's it. I think those are all the tooltips. There are some more in bone mode because there are more stats. So I guess we should start a bone mode match, and now we have more stats here. But yeah, all that's fine too. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. What was that called? Just called tooltip. Wait a second. Tooltip's right here. But then we save it. It's something passed in, yeah. And since it's private, we don't need to check the derived classes from this. The menus look better now. I don't know what you did. I don't think we did a lot since... Well, I don't remember when you last played. So yeah, it is possible that something changed. The old trailer had... Yeah, I think the old trailer. I think it had the like grayish colored boundaries. Can I find that still? Let me see if I can pull that up. Content, trailer. May 13th. Yeah, May 13th. Okay, so this one's from May 13th. Oh, sorry. Let's see what it looked like in here. Yeah. This is what they used to look like. I mean, granted, this was at least in May, but I think we got rid of this in late summer or early fall. But yeah. Funny because when I look at Idle Cub's Skeleseller video, this video is still getting views somehow. It's gone from like 100,000 to 108,000 in the last, I don't know, month and a half, 2 months or something. And I look at this and I'm like, man, the game looked so different. Like, look at just that screen. Adventurers, Battle Party, the Wisdom Sludge stuff. And now look at what it is in the game now. Like, there are actual portraits being used. The money and Wisdom Sludge things are these proper, like, ribbons. The boundaries around all of this, it's paper and there are little skull icons there. Even the buttons look better. Like, everything got improved. And yet, he still got 108,000 views on this video. How much longer do you plan to stream counting from now? Probably another hour and a half. Yeah, probably another hour and a half or so. Maybe 2 hours. Got to do another long play test. I don't know if story mode was finished when you played it last. I can't recall. Watch your first devlog the other day. That was something. Yeah, I want to do a time-lapse video of how much Skeleseller has changed since then. And in that time-lapse video, I want to talk about... I got to make sure I write this down. Make sure to talk about how much bake time games need. There are so many small things that have improved. If a game is fun, though, it'll still hopefully be fun without those small things. There's only the first act. Yeah. What was the video you just showed? Idle Cubs video, I think. I think that's what you're talking about. The one of the 108,000 views. This is just one of the... If you just search YouTube for Skeleseller, you'll see that. You'll see a Vox video. Yeah, those are the top ones. And these together are responsible for quite a lot of wish lists. And then you'll see all sorts of other ones. I feel like YouTube changed how they render all the other videos because they're seemingly random now. Like some with low view count shows, some with high view counts, some that... I don't know, like they're different qualities of videos. Yeah, 108,000 is a lot. Idle Cub does so many different games on his channel. He covers a lot of them. And also, it's like exactly the person I want to target. Because he understands idle games. And I think that's important, especially when you're showing off a game. I think if someone's confused or stuck, it'll make it seem like it's the game's fault for them being confused or stuck. And sometimes it will be the game's fault. But other times it's like, well, I just need to learn this genre. Like if you've never played an FPS before and you watch someone who's a very popular streamer and they play an FPS for the first time, it's like they're probably not going to be good at it. And it's probably not the game's fault at that point. It's probably just that they need to learn. Remove unused tooltip. Okay. Make the regular Inferno battle even more powerful. The Golem with Earth and Shield is just crazy with level 54 guild supplies. I mean, I could make this more powerful. I guess it's supposed to be like a final challenge for all of this. Where is the final Inferno? Here. There are just 2 rooms? No, that's not right. There are 3 rooms. Did I ever say I was using an MMO mouse? I think you mentioned it, yeah. And I thought that's a pretty good use of that. How's development been? Any big additions? I don't really think I can say there have been some big additions. It's been mostly wrapping up things for launch. So I think there's some big additions in my mind. Like the new trailer took a decent amount of time, but that's not really something for the game. Then we had controller support. We focused more on localization stuff. So it's all stuff you'd expect a game to just have, but it's not really exciting that it has it. We finished up the trailer. I shall never drop that. But yeah, how's development been? It's been good. I took a little break from development to work on some marketing tasks, and I made some videos. I made a new music track in the game. I really like the new music track too. Just average work for the team. The team which includes me, Renegade Page, team leader. All right, so here's what I'm thinking of doing. We buff all of these enemies in the Inferno. So Red Slime, are they used anywhere else? Nope. Red Scorpion, are they used anywhere else? Nope. Red Yeti? Nope. Okay, so none of these are used in a different spot. That's fine. So what we could do is we could just take all those red characters and just make them stronger. Send a list on Discord of commands you might want to look at some point. None of them really stood out as need attention now. Yeah, okay. I'll take a look. And thanks, Ramy. Hey, Utara2. New to programming, what's the name of the app you're programming in? I only know and use Sublime. Yeah, this is VS Code. If you've used Sublime, going to VS Code would be pretty natural. In fact, that's the path that I went. And before that, I was on something called Site, I believe, which I don't even think that exists anymore. Okay, maybe it still exists. But yeah, I really liked Sublime. And then VS Code felt like it was just almost like a better Sublime. And it's free, so I mean, you can just try it out if you want. How do I feel about this? I mean, I don't care about this too much, to be honest. I think it's kind of hard to test. Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to test. I'll just delete this for now. Well, it should kind of be like double the difficulty, maybe. The thing is, enemies don't do a ton. Okay, you know what? How about this? Let's just start a new game. Interesting. Do you ever use Peek Into? I don't think I see it in your workflow. No, I don't. I think Peek Into, my equivalent thing that I do is like, let's say I'm over here and I want to see what does this do. I'll just press F12 on it and then just go back in the history to go to where I was. But I think Peek Into would do that without actually navigating there. Yeah. So I just navigate and then navigate back. Hey, let me do. I didn't open Twitch for several months. Now you say you're preparing for launch. I miss it all. Can we start over, pretty please? Yeah, their VODs are available. If you ever want to watch it, you can from the beginning. 4K monitor, what size? Any issues with scaling? I don't recall what size this is. It should be in the specs spreadsheet. And any issues with scaling? I don't think so. What was I going to do? I was going to do something. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to test this. Okay, so we got to make a new game. And then I've got to hack in a bunch of stuff. Let's give me a ton of money and a ton of wisdom sludge. And then I want every adventurer. And I want all the adventurers to be like level 10. I know this is tedious. Oh, I ran out of wisdom sludge. Okay. Oh, that one hit 11. That's okay. We'll make that one 9 to compensate. Okay, now we need to think of what party might a real person have as their crew. Maybe cleric. Let's go with some strong healing there. Everyone always picks that. Let's go with that and that and that. Okay, cool. So cleric. People usually like one of the main DPS classes, archer, rogue, or mage. Let's pick archer. Let's go with that one. That, and that. Okay, great. Then I feel like let's pick the paladin. And our fourth one, the witch doctor. I think people like the witch doctor. Let's go with that. There. Okay. So that's going to be our team. And now we need the treasure room and a whole bunch of these perks. It's pretty good. Yeah, and let's get auto purchasing, I guess. And auto opening. All right, now we got to level up with guild supplies. So we're going to get a bunch of treasure chests and then get a bunch of keys. And now we wait. Oh, that's all the keys it had? There we go. Where'd you get the graphics? Check that command out, the credits command. All right, so I want to open up a bunch of these. We need to get them to like level 30 or something. What are we up to now? 6? All right, let's speed this up because it's going to take forever otherwise. All right, what are we up to now? 17? And let's turn off the sounds. 21. I'm trying to get up to at least 30 here. Need more money. $24. 28. And we'll do one more round. There, okay. So that probably put us all at roughly 30, at 31, 28, 32. Okay, great. So now we're going to save this and we'll turn the sounds back on and slow this down and then send our team into battle in the final location. So our team was going to be paladin, archer, witch doctor, cleric. All right, so how do they do? They win? Do they lose? I'm going to guess they're going to lose. but let's speed this up. Oh, maybe not. No, the cleric's doing a pretty good job. Yeah, they're gonna win. So this is what I was wondering about. I think what we need to do to make them not win is to drastically buff the damage that the enemies do. Because the amount of time that took was very long. This battle lasted for 1 minute, 26 seconds. And that's considering that I'd sped it up. So, oof. I mean, I guess you'd still be getting more treasure chests. And eventually that'll trim the time down. Yeah. So we should really buff those characters, huh? All right, well, what do we have here? Slime, Scorpion, Yeti, Plant, Grim. Slime, Scorpion, Yeti, Plant, Grim. Okay, let's start with the slime. I'm gonna just double everything. Scorpion, where's the scorpion? Red Scorpion, here it is. Times 2, Red Yeti, times 2, Red Plant, and Red Grim. So they're all the times 2s. Let's search for all those and do one of these. Cool. So we've changed all those to double M. Let's save this, quit, and try it again. So Leave Your Girl, I actually have been thinking about putting in a speed demon mode where the engine is set to like 2.5 times speed. Except for that, probably the final one. All right, so we send that same party into battle, and now they'll probably die. Hey, nice. They all died. Yeah, so I think this will be fun for the player. I know this sounds a little counterintuitive, but this is an optional battle, and it's after the final boss in the game. So if you didn't have to like kind of power level your characters a bit, then it would maybe feel bad. Let's do that and that. And then just speed this up. So I'm gonna get into like level 50 this time. At 36. 41. 44, 45, 46, and one more round. That was pretty close. All right, so 48, and let's level him up a couple more times and get him some more skill points. That's probably pretty helpful. And you. Let's put this into there. Okay, so now they're all in the level 50 range. Let's save that and try again. How do they do now? Interesting. So now they look like they're fine. Yeah, I think they're fine. I wonder if we add even more power to them. Hey Ryan, good afternoon. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. What's the order of these? Slime, Scorpion, Yeti, Plant, Grim. That's what I have typed out here, right? Slime, Scorpion, Yeti, Plant, Grim. Okay, good. So we're gonna go take Red Yeti. We're gonna do times 1.5. Red Plant, we're going to do times 1.5. And then Red Grim, we're going to do times 2.0. There. This is like a stupid amount of power that I've given them. Would it be interesting to scale the enemies a bit as the player scales? I don't think so. I just don't think that's this kind of game. I think that's more like an open world game kind of thing that you'd probably do. All right. So pick that same party, and now I think they'll die. I'll speed it up a little bit. Let's see. The first phase is unchanged. They're not going to die there. I should have said that. But now they have 50% more power, the enemies do. So they're already eating into my party. Oh, they won. Okay. All right, so let's buff them a little bit more. Actually, you know what we should do? We should try the Golem. Because the Golem has a pretty overpowered ability, which is invulnerability. So let's do that and that and that. And maybe put them in instead of the Paladin and just see how they do. I wonder if they'll win now. Nope. Okay. Well, let's buff them up another like 10 levels. I want to give them to level 60. Why is this taking so long? Oh, because these are all like 10 seconds. Almost there. That's pretty close. Let's try again. Huh. Turns out the Paladin's pretty helpful for keeping everyone alive, huh? Oh, I still died. How about as an unlock? Increase enemy levels and damage for a slight increase in loot or something? Yeah, I just don't think it's fitting for this game. That's all. It's not that it can't be done, and some people might even find it fun. I don't really think it's the kind of thing that I want to do for this game. Also, another thing to consider is we're very close to launch. So, like, if people said the game is fun already and they want to buy it, probably don't want to rock the boat too much there. Now, let's swap in the Paladin. See if that's any better. Okay, the Paladin is like massively better. Wow. Okay, so I think this is good. I think we've tuned this correctly now. Okay. So buff Inferno enemies. I made them a lot stronger. I wanted this to be a real challenge after beating the final boss. It takes roughly level 50 guild supplies. No, wait, no, it wasn't 50. It was 60, wasn't it? I forgot. I think it was 60. I'll just go load the game. Yeah, I forgot what level I ended up at. Yeah, 60. Yeah, they're all about 60. Okay. With the level 12 party that I had. Cleric, Archer, Paladin, and Witch Doctor. Okay, cool. Hey, Web. Yeah, let's make it 3D. Let's make it VR. 2 things. A, happy Friday. 2, random question. But did you ever listen to that random pun-filled song To the Bone? I did. I did not enjoy it as much as I assume you enjoyed it. But I had to listen. All right, launch from Godot and beat the final boss. Then watch the outro from the potion vendor's dialogue. I think it may have caused this. Okay, let's go try that. All right, so just continue game. I'm gonna click watch outro, but we gotta have Godot showing at the same time. I want to see exactly when this happens. So far, nothing. Still so far, nothing. Oh, now there's like a million errors. But that might have been because of what I just did. Uh-oh. Well, it says 721. Let's see if it goes up from 721. hasn't yet. Still hasn't. Ah, there it goes, 722. Okay, so I think it's at 722nd that's a problem. Copy error. Yeah, so is this what happened over here too? Yeah, it looks like it. That looked to coincide with when you resize the window. Yeah. I'm sure that's something I gotta look at too. Resizing the game window during the outro seems to mess everything up. So here's the full stack for that. Let's go trim that down. And then let's get the stack for the resizing things. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a problem. Also, I told this. Update bounds after frame. What's the problem here? Data.tree is null. Oh, that's not good. Are there any others that are interesting here? They're probably pretty similar. I'll just paste them all. Stack 2. Stack 3. No, they look like they're repeating now, right? Yeah, they're repeating. Okay. Hey, Kappa. Did he flip us off? No. He's just shaking his fist. That's all. All right, let's figure out what's going wrong here. Okay, what's happening? Signpost. Rebake navigation mesh. Bake navigation polygon. Root node needs to be inside the scene tree. This implies that the town is not in the scene tree. End intro is calling add child on what? The town? Huh. Or end outro, excuse me. Town parent add child town. And then unpause. And then queue free this. I don't see why this is... Oh, hey, it says right here. This will trigger an error in this. As far as I can tell, there's no impact. I'm not totally sure what causes it, though. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that. I don't think that matters. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, test user. I can't remember the number right now. I can't find it on my list of add-on commands. Oh, that was one of the quotes, right? Do we even have quotes still? Oh my god, we do. I don't think there's a quote database, though. Or, like, I don't think there's an accessible one to all of you. You'd have to just type all the individual quotes. But, man, I forgot those even existed. Wow. Alright, so we're going to ignore this. But we're probably not going to ignore this. So what's happening here? Master hacker. Do I still have the hacking tutorial? Hacking? Yeah, that. Still am very fond of that video. Okay, so one of the cameras is messing up. I wonder if this is even worth doing anything about. Couldn't we just pause the entire process for this? Oh, cameras are immune to that, aren't they? Process. No, maybe not. Maybe that's what we should do. Town equals town. Town parent equals town parent. No, we must pause this anyway, right? Yeah, we set the process mode to always, and then we must pause this somewhere. Where do we make the outro? Show watch outro button. Watch outro button. Pressed. Dialogue. Enter. Pause the whole scene tree. Doesn't that pause the camera too? It should. Kind of inclined to just not do anything about any of this. Are you still looking for any feedback at all from players? Like sort of. I think there's so much in the backlog that if I just improved that stuff, I think I'd probably impact a lot of the feedback that people would give. Like in general, I think the biggest concerns for any game you're going to make are, is it fun? Is it intuitive enough? And do people want to replay it? So hang on, let me stop these sounds. I'm not playing the game, so I don't want to keep hearing these. And I think the answers to these questions are all positive. So yeah, at this point, it's like, okay, what minor things can we improve? But we've already written a huge list of minor things we can improve. But I think the only major stuff we have left to work on is like fix controller support on Linux. And what else have I written down? And then yeah, finish bone mode. That's kind of it. Oh, nice. I didn't realize I had the quotes command. Yeah, it was quote 16, I guess. Yeah. Oh, man. I miss M. Perry. Why isn't M. Perry here all the time anymore? I don't think I'm going to do anything about any of this stuff. All right, so how about this? Let's file an issue with all these stack traces and just say we're not doing anything about it. Many issues print stack traces during the outro. All right. So launch from Godot and beat the final boss. Watch the outro from the potion vendor's dialogue. It's guaranteed to cause this at the end. I have a comment in the code about not knowing why this happens, but there's no impact. You also get tons of exceptions when you resize the game window during the outro. Another stack. I'm just going to close this. The outro only shows once, and the odds of people being impacted by these issues seems pretty minimal. And that's how you do it. You just mark everything won't fix, and software is a breeze. Just remove the outro. All right, take care, test user. And hey, Casey. Hey, iClips. Thank you. I like these blue shirts that I have. All right, so I wrote this over here. I don't think we need a slower start. I think we actually need a faster start so it gets crazy sooner and makes you do more and more. So I came up with 3 ideas. We come up with money challenge, where we start you with 1,000 gold. This is rather uninspired. Power challenge, where we scale level up perks by 3x. And then speed challenge, where we speed up the entire game by 2.5x. So just to be clear here, what I plan on doing for the speed challenge is literally just this cheat that I have, but for players. So imagine instead of 2.3, it's at 2.5. But like, see how everyone's moving faster? Everything is going faster though. So it's like, if I got a notification saying you can't do something, like let's win this fight, and I can show you. Yeah, so I try dragging this here. Like even these time out 2.5 times faster. So I'm just speeding up the entire game. And yeah, let people have fun with that. I think that's pretty cool. I like this one a lot. The power challenge thing, I think it's kind of interesting. Where do we do this? We have like battle perks somewhere. And yeah, we have a generate function. And the generate function, we would need to take into account whether you're in this mode. So yeah, we come up with a value. I would just do something like if in whatever I called it, power mode, then value times equal 3. So what is this? This is haste. So yeah, haste is normally generated from 8% to 15% at first. So now we generated it from 24% to 45%. And same thing with power and health and everything else. So it's like everyone's leveling up at triple the normal rate, which I think would be pretty fun. So I think those two modes sound pretty cool. I'm not sure about this first one, money challenge. You just start with a bunch of money. I think what's kind of interesting is you can seed the run a little bit differently. I'm not sure it's all that fun. I mean, I guess we could just test it. How much does scenario 1 start you with? Is it 100 gold? New game. Getting started. Starts with extra gold. I don't remember how much, though. 200. Okay, so we'd start you with 5 times that much. And by the time you get there, you'd already have a bunch of upgrade points. So we have 165. So you could put this into, I don't know, just like more customers and item stacking or something. Is there a better one that we can come up with, though? Like, this is zany, this is zany. This is not zany. We had that chaos mode a long time ago where it's like everything is random. But then we changed a bunch of that stuff. And then we made it so that you can start with up to 10 town perks randomly chosen. We could just say, oh, no, I'm not sure. Also, this is probably going to break the game in other ways. Because if you can... Maybe we just code these two and then ignore the money challenge bit for now. The thing I'm still bummed by is we do not use any of these constraints anymore. Like, none of this appears in the game, does it? Well, the challenges do. But things like more enemy damage, seeds cost more, cannot build the pond, these have no reason to exist. We could generate a random downside. I don't think that'd be fun, though, either. I don't think there's a point in doing that. I think it's just whatever. I coded this stuff. We translated some of this stuff, and it just has no purpose in the game anymore. And that's that. But yeah, I really like these ideas. Okay, I kind of want to try this. So let's see how we would try this. Let's go into all difficulty data. I think we have a bunch of like negative things that happen here. All right, let's just change the first one. So normally we'd have to collect, a bunch of money. Let's set this to 50,000 actually. I'm kind of curious about this. And yeah, give you 30 minutes to do it. And instead of starting with more gold, we're going to triple the level of power-ups. So I guess delete this. How will we test this? There's some way to do this. I don't remember where. I think you get it from the title screen. Challenge mode. Data. I don't remember. Configuration. Maybe it's in main. Yeah, I don't remember any of this is. Difficulty level. New challenge run screen has it. Yeah, here it is. Challenge mode configuration. Where does this thing exist? Challenge mode data. Oh, there it is. Okay. So haste battle perk. We go take this. And check if the difficulty level is equal to 0. Actually, we don't even need to do that. What am I doing? We could just say value times equal 3 and worry about that later. And technically, I think this is a float, right? Well, I don't think that matters. Okay, so that's one of them. We got to go do this with all of them. What are the ones we have? Battle perk. Who inherits from you? Literally just this. In terms of what we want to modify. And I think there are like 6 or 7 of these. Yeah, so let's find them all. So we're done with that one. Dodge chance. I don't know about the dodge chance going up. I feel like this is going to make everyone too powerful. But sure, let's do it. Might as well. Fortitude, sure. Times 3. Just multiply everything by 3. This would make it so that the treasure room does not have as much of an impact. It actually does change the game quite a lot. I wonder if we should modify that too. Okay, let's try this out. Should be interesting. So we have to get 50,000 gold within 30 minutes, but every level up is worth 3 times as much. So we go to this. And then when we get to upgrading it, let's give ourselves more customers, more workers, a whole bunch of battle perks, and probably some starting adventurers. I don't have enough money for that. All right, let's go with that. Yeah, start scenario. All right, I actually do want to like play this out and see how it goes. But this means that, yeah, earn 50,000 gold to win. This means that the most important thing you can do is get the farm and the fishing pond. All right, so we started all our battles. How strong is a warrior already? 12% lifesteal, 6 return damage, 54% haste. Oh man, all right. Yeah, they can probably fight in a new location pretty soon. Yeah, we got the fishing pond. It's pretty good. We need some more adventurers. We need some more workers. We need money. Oh, they're bringing it in there. I just don't want it going there. I want to get my new worker first. I really like that lever toggle thing I added, by the way. Pretty nice. Hey, cool. We got the new sound effect. Okay, so far there's almost no change because I haven't actually fished anything up yet. So we should probably do that next. Yeah, let's take you out of here and send you into the fishing pond. Yeah, I do still have it as whoops. Let's get some of those. Nice. Okay, hire another adventurer. Get the archer. All right, so I think these can all fight over here now. We need more potions in there. We need 2 more. They're still not, they haven't killed a single fish yet. This is not going well. All right, let's do that and that. Nice. Come on, kill a fish. Yeah, now I can level up. All right, look at those numbers. Those are much higher than earlier. 41% haste, 12 damage onto attackers. Sure. 33% haste. The haste numbers are crazy. So all your characters are going to turn into machine guns at the end of this, right? All right, they're winning that. So now we can probably send them to the next location because they're triple the power they should be, I think. Or at least roughly. So we need the farm. We did not get the farm. Let's go with that for now. Oh, I can build another one. Ah, nice farm. All right, good. I need the garbage slime next. Yeah, they're winning this already. I wonder if they can win the next one. We just skipped through the whole battle map immediately. Can they beat this? I mean, at some point, they're going to be, like, stupidly powerful, right? I don't think they can beat this one. They look like they're going to die. Yeah, let's send them back to the old place. But another couple level ups, and they probably can. So let's get the garbage slime. Nice. Now we can sell some of this. Yeah, looking good. Hey, you want a potion? We're going to get one of those pretty soon. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Got it. That's for you. All right, another adventure. Nah, let's get some town perks. Ooh. Let's get that one. Ooh. Sure. And sure. Yeah. Auto fishing, that's actually really, really good. Oh, I just got another one. Clear rocks, yeah. All right, I need another adventurer. Need to level up. Oh, I don't have any of these characters. Who's the best, though? Oh, the cleric's good. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's send you back into the forest for just a second. Get him the bow that he wants. Turn this thing on. There's the bow. Send you back into here. We need yellow potions, actually. I'll get the... It's not the cleric. All right, let's try sending you here after upgrading... that. Yeah, I'll just let them finish this. Do I have any fish in the pond? No. They're all getting auto-fished out. Can you win on your own? Almost certainly not, right? Because you probably suck. Yeah, you're pretty bad. Okay, no, there's no reason to do that. Although you can win over here. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, they won. They got the bow. There's the bow. Good stuff now. Yeah, so getting 50,000 gold. I mean, it seems like a lot, but I think it should go a little faster as you go through this. Like, I just haven't gotten the level up machines working yet. This is crazy. Yeah, let's get some of these now. Yeah, that's pretty good. I should probably get the treasure room now, huh? Yes, I should. Okay. Got it. So we get a treasure chest immediately. Nice. We can turn this on, get some keys. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so this is more along the lines of what I wanted to do, is speed up the game a little bit. Oh man, I really want to get the cleric. Alright, we need to save our 100 gold for that. And we need 5 gold. Did we get all these? No. We got it. Cleric. Got it. Alright, so now I can start 2 parties in difficult areas probably. Or take one of you out. Maybe you, and put you in. Can you guys wreck this place yet? Yeah, this is pretty neat. Huh. Yeah, they're destroying this. And at the 7-minute mark. It's pretty interesting. Alright, I think this is a good mode. I think this is worth keeping in. So they're beating that. We can probably send other characters into here, maybe. How's the bones selling? Hey, Sarah. It's going well. We're testing out a new... Whoa. Hold on a second. This is 180%. What's going on in this battle? Are they just like constantly healing? Yeah, they are. Wow. Yeah, they're ripping through the enemies over here. And they're not dying. In fact, we probably shouldn't just triple everything. We should probably apply some amount of thought to this. But this is pretty neat. What I do, I tripled the efficacy of battle perks. So as soon as I get enough sludge... Oh, here we go. Okay, so take a look at this. Plus 48% haste, plus 12 power, plus 27 health. Everything is just tripled. Let's go with that. Yeah. Oh, man. Very funny. Right, let's go with that. Let's definitely go with that. That one's amazing, too. Actually, all this stuff is really good. Wow. Cool. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, this is great. This feels a lot better than what we used to have as a mode. A lot better. Okay, that one's incredible. Does auto fishing let you get glowy fish? I don't even remember. I don't remember. But we can do this now. Alright, I want to try fighting in the next area now. Oh, we don't have any of these. The rogue's really good, though. That one's really good. Now I don't even need to control that. Hey, Red. How long you build this game? It's been about 2 years. Oh, we have too many items. Okay, we got through the items. Let's quit this battle. And probably quit that one, too. And just let them handle these items for now. So wait, when does auto fishing happen? Is this going to pull in... I guess we won't know because it's only a 25% chance. But a fish will be pulled out of the pond and into the chef's slime pretty soon. And... is it going to happen? It's like every 26 seconds or something. And I've been talking for long enough that it should happen pretty soon. Ah, there we go. Yep, we got mana for that. Nice. Okay, I'm glad that works. All right, let's try the next place. And thankfully we had enough loot in our town for all of that. Leather, gloves, and cane. Oh, hey, we're getting some of those. Nice. Oh yeah, they're ripping through this. They're too powerful. I wonder if I could skip by like 2 locations. Because the warrior did take a decent amount of damage. They're at about half life now. And in fact, these skeletons are doing quite a lot to them. But they won. So let's go try the next place. This one might be too hard for them. But we could level up. Oh my goodness. 33 fortitude. 8%. They might win. I'm not sure about this one, though. Alright, I do want to get the rogue. We were not offered the rogue. Let's try one more time. Yeah, that was a waste of money, probably. Alright, well, whatever. We need loot now. Are they really going to win this? Wow. This is kind of crazy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Their tank died. I think it's over. But, like, just barely. Yeah, I bet if we just repeat that exact same battle, they're going to win now. Because I got them 2 level ups since I started. Unfortunately, now there's nothing in the town for them. So let's go throw some of these into another battle. Learning programming, game mechanics, and logic. C++ and Raylib. Yeah, you having fun with it? I think it's really cool getting into game dev. Especially as you start to feel like you are able to do more. Alright, I'm gonna get the rogue. There, nice. Okay. Yeah, so this will earn us some money. Let's do that. And there's our money. Good. Let's take you out and put you in. Alright, so now they're on wave 3 and they're crushing it. Those 2 level ups made a big difference. Oh, yeah, a really, really big difference. Fair, because it's going non-stop. Can they beat the next location? Next location is the mines. These aren't for anyone that I actually really care about. I guess we can send these into the fishing pond. Oh, they died immediately. Okay, that's too strong. Let's keep them fighting there. All right, well, they could probably make it there. Yeah. All right, let's get some town perks. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's re-roll those. Oh, that one's nice. Whoops, I meant to click that. So they're done in there. Want a larger warehouse. What wave are they on? Wave 3. Okay. Yeah, these level ups are crazy. I mean, that's the cornerstone of this mode, but it's still crazy. Wow. Also, wow. All nuts. Enemy stat. I think just minus 16% power is probably best. And now maybe they could beat the next place? Hard to know. Oh, that's also really good. All right, we need 2 daggers. Where do we get daggers from? Here. All right, go stomp that place. We'll get some daggers. Wow. Yeah. I think item stacking is probably a must for this. Well, this is pretty sweet. I really, really like this. All right, give me the daggers. Put those in there. 48 gold tip. Yes, please. And give me one more. There it is. Another 48 gold tip. All right, so are they just easily beating this now? It looks like it. So let's send them into the next area. Can they win now? They got destroyed last time. I think they're not getting enough health. I think that's the reason why they're not able to win this. Yeah. Like, they're doing okay. The mage died pretty fast. But I think they're going to die now. Although, I don't know. Oh, maybe they won't. Okay, let's double this and turn this off. Oh my goodness, they're able to beat it. This has never been possible before this in bone mode. Wow. Okay, well, we need to do a bunch of stuff now. And yeah, our money just went through the roof. The game wasn't supposed to scale like this. All right, let's get everything. Yeah, nice. Game looks way different. Hey, Shoe Strikers. This is bone mode. This is definitely a different mode. And we're messing around with some like very overpowered stats here. All right, I'm gonna send one character in to go fight in the pond. It'll just be the rogue. And that way we can leave this on and fill it with potions. Yeah, and get tons and tons of level up perks. So town perks are basically free now, right? Like I could just click any one of these indiscriminately and it doesn't matter because we have so much money. Yeah. Yeah, just a little crazy. Just a little bit. Oh my god. Alright, this is pretty funny. Yeah, they can't keep up. They just, yeah, they can't keep up. Alright, so I guess turn this off. They're winning pretty easily now, too. So they're going to get too many items from this. Yep. And let them just process that for a bit. And then we've got to get this quest done because I like desperately need more workers. Don't mind if I do. Take that, sure, get that, yep. Alright, yeah, this is nuts. Alright, so I said I wanted gloves and canes. Where do those come from? They're canes. Yeah, let's go fight over here until we get enough canes. That should be very fast. Oh, hey, you want a yellow potion? I will give that to you. Yeah, this is nuts. Yeah, item stacking would be great for this. I think it would revolutionize what I'm doing here. There are final... No, wait. We need one more cane. Too many items. Alright, cane's done. Now we need gloves. Gloves come from there. This is going to be like the fastest battle ever. And done. Wow. All right, we gotta put all the gloves in there. And we need one more. One more. Then we're gonna send them into an even stronger place. No, bail out of that. I don't care about that. All right, let's try fighting over here now. Can you win? How strong are you? Oh, they're dodging frequently too, and they lifesteal like crazy. So they probably don't even need the cleric. Yeah, I think they're probably able to take on anything now. Wow. You won 1,000 DPS. Okay. Cleric's at 252% haste. Yeah, this definitely breaks the game. But in a pretty fun way. Can't click all these things fast enough. Stronger eyes. I don't need any of this stuff. A snuggle snake. Do I care about any of this? I don't think I could do. I don't think I care about any of this stuff. That one I definitely care about. Wow. Yeah, we have too many items now. There's just no way to keep up. And town perks don't help us. Well, not entirely. We need more custom... Wow. That's incredible. How long does it take to beat the game? Yeah, it's probably still in the like 3 to 4 hour range. And then you unlock bone mode. And that's another like 4 hours-ish probably. Okay, yeah. I cannot keep up with any of this stuff. And now I think they can go to the next location. So this is the second to last location. Can they beat this? What's their dodge chance? 51%. So half the time they're just not taking any damage. And then when they do take damage, they're healing it back up almost immediately. Wow. Okay, so what this is making me think is this is a cool idea. 3 times is probably a little too much. Maybe like 2.5 times, or maybe a random amount, and it averages to 2.5 times. So you have to pick the best numbers. That would actually be pretty good. I think I have a I have a command that talks about it. Okay, so for the power challenge, we should randomize the multiplier between 2x and 3x. That way players have to pay a little bit of attention to the actual numbers. This is pretty sweet though. All right, so we're gonna try to, wait, did we already fight this one? Yeah, we did. 1,500 DPS, my goodness. I mean, let's do that too. Now the cleric is just spamming out heals. Oh man, they can't get through it all fast enough. And I have so much money for town perks. All right, let's try the final location. Yeah, so at the 22-minute mark, we have... Oh, wow, the mage died. Yeah, we've become pretty much invincible. And we're only getting stronger here. And we're able to beat the final location. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe not. Yeah, no, they're doing too much damage. Okay. Well, nearly invincible. We probably have every treasure chest, yeah. So stupid. I think it's fun. I think it's fun seeing that cleric get up to 360% haste. Just non-stop. Actually, they're even using Blessing of Haste on the other characters. So they're probably getting to like unreasonable rates of haste. Yeah, I thought I could beat the final level. I guess 4,000 DPS might be enough. Let's find out. Yeah, they're getting to the point where in order for any character to die, they need to take like 3 unlucky hits. And that needs to happen 4 times, I think. Oh, never mind. It happened. Okay, what's going on? Maybe this is leveled such that they're too strong. Can the cleric just solo these? I think they can. Oh my goodness. Does the cleric have like a 24% chance to dodge? Yeah, they're just healing like an insane amount. Wow. Okay, so they beat the final location. Look at all these items. Can't handle them by any means. Put that in there. Just get all of the fish. Okay. And now I guess just keep leveling up my main... Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. None of this matters. Just none of it matters. Cloning is really good. Customer speed's good. Yeah. So you will get to the point where you... Yeah, I didn't beat this in time. I guess if we wanted to, we'd have to set the amount of gold you earn to like... Yeah, 15,000 maybe. Yeah, like we can't handle these items. We just can't. There's a lot going on. Yeah, there's quite a lot going on. They're winning in 20 seconds, doing 6,000 DPS now. Oh, allow 1 more adventurer per battle. You can probably bump up their DPS even more than that. All right, who's the next strongest character? I don't know. I didn't really level anybody else. I guess the rogue. And even then, it's not too crazy. Wow. We playing? Well, I'm trying out an idea that turned out to be a lot of fun. Which is, what if we tripled the power of every battle perk you could get? So, like, look at this. Plus 45% haste, plus 45 power. This is nuts. Like, absolutely nuts. So, if we look at just the warrior's stats, the warrior has 234% haste, 51% chance to dodge. They're taking 42% less damage every time. They're healing up to full. Like, look at what this battle looks like. The cleric's healing for like 3,000 per heal. I can't possibly deal with all of the loot that we get. And we can just keep making them stronger. Oh man, it's just hilarious to me. Like, everything is filled. We have characters waiting for items. Oh man. We need like infinite customers. Somehow there are still perks we can get. I'm kind of surprised about that. Alright, it doesn't really matter what I pick, right? Infinite customers should be part of this. Well, I wanted the meta perks to still matter to some extent. So, like, the player could be expected to get those. Alright, we could put another adventure in here, which I'm going to do. This is so crazy. Also, we're at like max mana constantly. I didn't even think about this. Oh, in fact, I should be casting this spell. All right, let's throw the Spear Caller in too. In fact, let's fight the final boss. They're probably a pushover, right? They're probably going to die in like 2 seconds. No, not 2 seconds. But yeah, that was pretty fast. So stupid. Hilarious. Oh my god. Oh, they're just repeating the battle? Because they can beat him every single time? Oh man. Alright, let's just keep getting perks then, huh? You gotta dump more of these in there. They're gonna win again. Oh my god, we have like every spell active. They're almost not able to win because the snake is healing every time someone dodges, and they have a crazy chance to dodge. So I think they're gonna eventually get to the point where they can't beat this. And they might already be there. What level is it? What's going on? It says you can only fight this once. Why am I able to fight it multiple times then? That's strange. That's a bug. Can fight elites multiple times in bone mode. I didn't even do anything special. I just won and it auto battled. It should have allowed you to repeat it, I thought, but you clearly can't. I'm not sure. Huh, yeah, I'm not sure why that happened. Oh wow, we actually cleared out all the items. Well, I guess I'll do this then. So now we can get every single... let's get you. We can get every single town perk that exists. Wait, we still can't afford them all? Huh. Cost quite a lot of money. And we still didn't get them. What's the mage's haste level? 252%? I mean, the DPS is through the roof, right? What is it at now? 12,600. I could really use auto casting, actually. So funny. Yeah. Yeah, crazy. Can I get auto casting here? I could just re-roll until we see it. Wait, what? Do I already have it? I don't already have it. But it's not showing up. Oh, there it is. It just took a really long time. L:Q, thanks for the resub. Happy quarter of a year. And hey, Mixsource Studio. It's going pretty well. We're testing out a very, very crazy experience here. Yeah, so I think I want to keep this in, and I want to just tone this down a little bit. I also think this mode benefits drastically from having item stacking, which we do not have right now. But, like, we certainly cannot keep up with everything here. And actually, if we got garbage time, it would probably... Or even seek loot. Any of that stuff would probably help. Seek food, there it is. Seek food again. Okay, cool. So now it should be down to 0. So now they're eating everything. So all the extra stuff is just going to get funneled in there. And we'll just max out all of this stuff. Yeah, in fact, I'm not even going to look at what I'm clicking. My goodness. And we're always at maximum mana, pretty much, because of the glowy fish thing. Like, look at the mana amount. It's 700. Hey, Pickle. How's the marketing wish listing going? Not the greatest. But this has been a lot of fun. And yeah, this has basically become StarCraft. Okay, now I think we've gone maybe a little overboard with the power-ups here. Their DPS was 15,000. What is it now? My goodness. Now it's 33,000. Okay, let's go fight this boss just over and over. Just see what happens. Oh, they killed it in one hit. 0.4 seconds. Oh, wow. They all died. I guess that Thorns damage is really powerful, huh? Guess I can't do that. Can they beat the Yeti multiple times? Oh, we're about to win. Wow, this is really, really cool. I really like this. Wait, so they can be the Yeti 1. Sorry, continue playing. Why did that lag? Oh, that doesn't sound good. I think I know why this is happening, though. I think we're trying to remove a listener from a sprite that doesn't exist. What, are they getting 1 Yeti blood every time they win this? How much is it even worth? 574? Okay, that's a lot. So eventually this character's gonna get too strong for us to beat, but we're not there yet. But yeah, okay. Well, this was very interesting. And we still have so much more. We could level up so many more times. I'm just gonna click whatever the middle adventure is for all of these. There. Now, our cleric is at 888% haste. Every character should pretty much be at 50% dodge if they hit a high enough level, yeah. 57% dodge, wow. My goodness. Alright, well, that was nuts. I think we need to keep that mode in. What else? I mean, setting it to 50,000 was a bit much. But yeah, I think that should be the second to last. I think this one should maybe be the last one. It just speeds up the game. And then I still want some other, like I want a third challenge in. It's not really a challenge. I think just starting with more money is not all that interesting. I want to try one more thing here. Engine.timescale equals 2.5. All right, this is the 120 APM mode. So I want to actually expose this to players exactly like what you're about to see here. We just set the entire game to run at 2.5 times the speed it should run at. And then we say like, yeah, go have fun. This will also have tripled stats, which I don't want. So ignore that part, I guess. Let's get rid of this. Oh, I'm 5 points short. There. Okay. So now we do this. So it's at 2.5x speed. So everything you do is faster. Which means you really gotta like not waste your time on anything. You lost. Oh, whoops, I clicked the mountain. Like, you can't lose the first battle. Yeah, I think this is a mode where you'd want as many workers as you could have. Now entering research phase. Job might still be possible, but it's going to be complicated and lots of obstacles. Oh, nice. Yeah. All right, well, at least there's some positivity there. I think that's good. I hope it works out. And I hope you enjoy your food. I'm also getting pretty hungry. But man, I've been having a lot of fun with these changes, so I definitely think we need to keep these sorts of changes in here. You would like a cloak. It is very hard to target quick-moving adventurers like that. Let's get another adventurer, and let's send them all into here. Yeah, this is pretty neat too. I like this. Maybe we just have the 2 challenges at the end then. In fact, what if... No, never mind. I was going to say, you can't ever have a perk that shows up that everyone always wants to pick. Because then it becomes a question of, did you get that perk or not? Was it offered to you? So I was going to say, what if you could increase the game speed even further via perks? So like you get a town perk and it says, make game speed 3.5x instead of 2.5x. But yeah, that wouldn't work. Okay, I like this idea too. I think we probably just have maybe 2 of those. I wonder if we could make dud perks show up. I do want dud perks to show up. I think we should put them in one of them as just a small downside. Maybe put them into that power challenge, because you get a lot of money for that. Well, you probably are also going to get a lot of money for this too. It says 6 minutes, but remember, it's going at 2.5 times speed. So in real time, it has not been 6 minutes yet. Always keep break the game and not too much. Well, one of the things you got to be careful about is, like, let's say we just gave you 10,000 gold. It's not fun to click this, click buy perk, and choose, okay, that one and that one and that one. And like, it's just too many choices you'd have to make too rapidly. So I do have to be careful about how that operates. But yeah, this has been really, really interesting. Man, so the thought process here was, I still have this coded in the game. These challenges. These challenges add negative constraints, and they keep stacking negative constraints. It is just not fun for this game. And I've got to just purge this from my mind. If people find this fun, I should give them the option to do this, but never be like, here's the scenario, go do this thing. So what I could see happening is that on this screen where you pick your upgrades, there could be an upgrade screen, and then there could be like another tab here, like downsides, and you could click, you know, make your adventures weaker, or do this or do that. But I don't even think people would do that, really. There are games that do this sort of thing, like Hades does it with their heat system, but it increases the rewards that you get. I don't think the rewards for this game are that hard to earn to begin with, such that you need to speed up the earning of them. So I just don't think we're ever going to use those. Yeah. So the only real thing that makes me feel bad about this is I coded a lot of stuff that now we're not going to use. But hey, that's game dev, right? I don't think there's any 2 ways around that. Like, you can't always be perfect in the game design you come up with at first. And even probably experienced game designers still come up with systems or mechanics that just don't feel right, and then they scrap them. Similar system of positive perks give you negative points that you need challenge. Oh wait, whoops, I combined 2 messages. You need to offset with some downsides, so you could be strong, but you need to offset with bad vision, increase appetite. Yeah, I think there are games that do that, and I think they work for those games. But I don't think it works for Skeleseller. I think it's just a fun, relaxing game. So the more you add negatives, the more it's like, well, can't you just add a negative by not choosing a positive? Like, if I give all my points back and I'm like, okay, we start with 10 workers. A negative is like, start with 6 workers. We'll just set this to level 3 then, right? And there's your negative. So if you want a very negative run, just don't pick any upgrades. It'll probably be really tough, and it probably won't be fun, and people probably won't do this. That's my guess. People do that. I watched someone fighting in Clair Obscure, and for the challenge, they upped the boss health 5x and damage 2x, then spent weeks battling the boss for the challenge. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, I guess you can never say that no one will use this feature in your game. It's kind of a Hiram's law, but for game dev, someone's going to use that feature. Someone's going to love that feature. And I actually just watched, man, I don't understand people sometimes, but I watched a Pokemon video on YouTube where they spent like 3 real years catching only shiny Pokemon. And the video was not that entertaining. I think they did it well, but it's like, oh, hey, then I spent 14 hours and I finally found the next shiny Pokemon. It's like, really? We need to hear that for 30 minutes? This sounds like it would crush my spirit. So I can't imagine doing that. But yeah, some people are going to like that. And I don't know. There was that Ironmon challenge from a while ago. This thing, just read this and tell me if this sounds fun to you. So randomize the game. All Pokemon movesets and items are randomized. Catch or kill 1 per route. You can only catch or kill 1 Pokemon per route. Once a Pokemon faints, it's dead. Game over. Once all Pokemon have fainted, your run's over. no shops, blah, 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 blah. Like, look at all these things you can't do. And then there's the ultimate rule set. And a lot of what this came down to is just like restart the run 500 times until you get a team that can actually survive. I just don't think that's fun. But someone does. Am I getting rid of most of No. I'm not getting rid of most of it. I'm just getting rid of the negatives. And the negatives haven't existed in a while. And actually, Matt, you played back in the time when twists were a thing. Do you remember those? It would give you a positive thing. So it'd be like plus 50% crop value, but then it'd give you a negative thing. And it'd say something like enemies are 12% stronger. And people were like, why are the negatives there? So we got rid of those. Well, this is that same thing happening again. I love difficulty, but these just sound like crazy. Yeah, they do sound crazy. Hey, Davidor. Wem, thanks for resubbing. He's been beaten once in 100K streamed attempts, I think. Yeah, I just, like, what is the real difficulty when you think about it that way? Like, let's say that you were going to 1v1 an NBA player in basketball. This is probably difficult. It's probably something you'll never even be able to, like, ever win at, unless you're also really, really good at basketball. But this is a certain kind of difficulty. Another kind of difficulty is getting the right set of random things to align. It's not really difficult, though, when you think about it. It's just tedious. And I guess the difficulty is overcoming the tedium. Like, to me, it's like saying, hey, I want you to, I don't know, sort 700 decks of playing cards. Like, is it tough? Not really. It's just annoying. Oh, Mitch, thanks for gifting a sub. It hasn't risked, but it's shiny. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if we're going to see more and more of this. Like, I wonder if this is really a symptom of having more free time. Okay, anyway, all we've done here is we have validated that these ideas are pretty good ideas, I think. So I'm not going to code this right now. But I do want to make these work at some point. And then, yeah, this stuff I've got to clean up. Oh, man. I don't think we're going to do this. Wait, Mushy Revive animation exists now. I don't even think I realized we had that. Doesn't Mushy already have... Oh, nice. Let's give him a new animation. Okay. And what was the other thing? New Adventure Idle animations? Oh, interesting. These are just straight up updates, huh? I'd love to diff this with the old image and see. But yeah, this is going to be pretty important. So let's bump this upward. I wonder if Skeleseller has been accepted on Steam yet. Let me take a look. I submitted it on the 19th, and they say it takes 3 to 5 days. No, it still says it's in review. I hope that's not a bad sign. Yeah, it is great work. I didn't even show that graphic yet, but he improved the idle animations and added a revive animation. All right, well, there's still a lot of different tasks I want to do. Oh, I said I wanted to push a new playtest version. I wanted the new bone mode scenarios. Man. Okay, so for the afternoon, I think the things I should do is record a Skeleseller time lapse. And then add the new bone mode scenarios. Push a playtest version and figure out the web late stuff, yeah. Maybe not free time, but more having things given to you all the time. Yeah. Do you know if Quickie Joe only does pixel art? Might want to hire him. I'll ping him on Discord. Pixel art was new to him for this project. So not only did he knock it out of the park, but he was not used to doing pixel art before this. So I assume, based on what I know, that I think he does vector art and presumably some kind of like graphic design sort of thing. I'm not totally sure though. But definitely he's good at vector art. And I mean, he's good at pixel art too. It's just he hadn't done it before Skeleseller. People aren't always good at recognizing that it's out of balance. And if they spend more time in video games and aren't getting that reward, they're like, well, I should make that game harder since I'm so good at it. Yeah, I think it's also maybe the wide variety of people playing games. Like if you are a game developer and you have like an easy, a medium, and a hard mode in a game, that's only 3 combinations of settings you have. And people probably don't fit easily into these buckets of 3. But then if you gave them sliders and you said something like, okay, enemy life, and you had something like this, and enemy damage, it's like, okay, now you're leaving it to the player to figure out what they want. They don't want to experiment that much with these things. So it's like, all right, you bucketize people at first, and then you allow them to customize these things afterward when they're like, all right, now I understand the game. Yeah. All right, so I want to run this by everyone. I want to make a video for YouTube that covers the progress of Skeleseller. What would you want to see in this sort of video? So I don't even know where I saved these. Maybe here? Yeah, I have some old checkpoint versions. Like we go look at checkpoint 3. So here's what the game looked like back on September of 2024. This is not the game. It's here. So I've got the land for skeleton. You can't move this. The arrow keys don't work. WSD doesn't work. I need better. You can't move this either. We just have money at the top. So I click look around. We build a guild. There's no sound. There's no animation. I hire an adventurer. We have this set of dialogues. We have start battle at the upper right. This looks terrible. They had to walk a very long way around. Even these little things are things that we fixed. The mage looks different. There's no idle animation. There's no sounds. What does start battle do now? Wait for them to finish. Wow, that battle also takes forever. Oh, and the potion shop's over here. And they're called the Alchemist. Great job. Customers will now be attracted to your town to buy your wares. Keep battling to earn more items. Okay. Hey, look. There's the old skeleton graphic. Oh, yeah, and the numbers showed up in the town. The characters are all bolting over to it to buy it. I think as soon as an item came into town, they just immediately went and purchased it. Can you drag items in this version? Oh, you can. Okay, that's nice. Just showing before and after. Yeah. What do you do with your money? Oh, train. How do you get a new adventurer? You talk to the guildmaster? Oh yeah, there we go. And how do I level this up? Weren't there quests at some point? Oh yeah, you had to be offered the item though. All right, so let's hire a new adventurer. Let's get the rogue. Let's send... Oh, you can't click the portal. Let's send them into battle. You could have multiple battle windows still. That's nice. Was there a way to build a town hall? There's no auto battling? Wait, I've been working on the game for 5 months at that point. There was no auto battling? That seems like a huge mistake. What's the settings button do? Oh, hey, show loot and stats. Whoa. Oh yeah, adventurers could carry items too. That's pretty nice. My goodness. But I'm actually honestly surprised that there's no auto battling. I really didn't put the town hall in anywhere. 30 gold for another adventurer. Huh. Very, huh. And they all just walked around randomly in town. There were no drop zones over here. Okay, I know it looks like I'm kind of playing this for too long here, but I wanted to see... I want to see how this worked. Let's train both of these adventurers. Give you burn, give you quicker strike. Did it... Yeah, it increased their stats. Yeah, okay. I think I'll try to record a video today about this. All right, so now I can hire yet another adventurer. So the sound just stopped? It didn't even loop the music? Or was it take like 5 minutes? Interesting. All right, so I guess let's go try to fight in the new location. So let's send them all into the dungeon. You can only have 2 adventurers. Well, how hard is the dungeon to beat? It's probably doable. I think once you beat this, you end up getting a quest. Oh, there were multiple waves. Well, I don't think I'm going to beat this one then. I guess we could train this further. Did we win? We won. Now we get green potions and we get a quest. I'll give you a Skell point. Oh my god, Skell points. That's right. We need one more stupid potion for that, though. I guess we could be sending the archer into a different battle. Okay, so if Skell points allow me to get auto battling, and you had to play the game for like... Oh, hey, look at that. There were tips. You had to play the game for like 10 minutes. Yeah, I forgot all about Skell points. Unfortunately, we need to win this battle again before we get our final one. Our final potion. Come on, win it. Win it. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. All right, so this is about to give me a Skell point, and then I think we can get auto battling, and we can sell another potion at a time. Nice. Player skills, auto battling, cloning, shiny loot, item doubling. As it enters your storeroom. How'd you get a storeroom? Auto battle. Wow. What a fantastic game. Oh, this really sucks. And there's spray bleeding. Yeah, I mean, I think this showed off the vision that I had for the game, but it's not very fun. And I think people actually played this mode. I think there was a German guy who played Skeleseller a while ago. Can you sort videos by when, like, the oldest ones? I don't think you can. Yeah. I wonder how we'd even find it at this point. Because I know someone made one a long time ago. Unfortunately, it's showing all my stuff. Let's get rid of Adam in here. In videos. It's still showing some of my stuff. But I want to find something from like a long time ago. 16 years ago. Skeleseller. Let's see what it looked like back then. 11 months ago. Okay, this was not far enough back. I think there was a German guy who played like more than 11 months ago. But I don't see any from... No, we probably never actually released it to people. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? No, 11 months is the longest ago it could have been because that's when I put the demo on Steam. Yeah, take care, Leap Year Girl. Have a good weekend. Yeah. If you look at this, it says February 2nd. And presumably that's when some of these videos are from. This one, let's take a quick look. February 12th. Yeah. So this is the oldest version pretty much that people could have played. And even in here you see there are like the Adventurers tab. So in the extra, what would that have been? 5 months. We had a decent amount of extra stuff. I mean, this video did pretty well. Whew. All right, let's fill out the journal. So I'll try to work on that this afternoon. I'll just go through some of these versions. All right, what do we do today? Continued working through the backlog. I had come up with an idea for more bone mode scenarios yesterday. Tested them and think they'll be fun. I didn't finish coding those though. I love Skeleseller, but excited for you to start the next project too. I'm really happy with how Skeleseller has gone because there were 2 high-level goals that I had for the game. One is make a good game that hopefully does well. And 2 was prove that I learned something from making Botland. And I feel like I've now proven this, at least to myself. Before 2015. No, I didn't realize you could do that. Neat. And thanks for telling me. Yeah. So I still think the most important thing is make sure people want the thing you're making. And this is both from a marketing perspective and also just from a product perspective. And that's why they call it product market fit. But yeah, back when I was making Botland, I was just like, well, this is what we have to do to make a game. And it was the vision that I had, but it wasn't a fun game or a game that would do well. And I still like the idea of Botland, but it did not have longevity. I think making a multiplayer competitive game is a bad idea. I think it's just too hard to make sure people aren't cheating, to make sure you've got servers online all the time. Just a lot of stuff that goes into it. Hey, Carson. I didn't see if you found the video or not, but I think the video you were trying to find was by Idle Cub. No, I was trying to find just the oldest possible video. And I thought there was one of like a German guy. Idle Cub is, I think, a German guy living in Canada or something like that. But yeah, there was some other guy who played like an even older version. And back before the game looked like it does now. Hey, Maya. Multiplayer gamers are the hardest ones to please too. Well, I think there are 2 general ways you can do multiplayer. You can either do it like friend-centric multiplayer. So these are things like Among Us and Minecraft and Terraria. And then you have like global multiplayer. And I mean, Minecraft ended up becoming global multiplayer, but things like FPS is usually, I don't know, like a lot of AAA games where it's not just your friend group that you'd be playing with. It's a bunch of random people. You'd have a matchmaker in the game. Like Terraria, as far as I know, to this day, still does not have a like load the game, click multiplayer, and you're just in a game with other people. It's you have to host a server or you need to join someone else's server, which means you need to have somehow found them, and you don't do that through the game. So it's generally like play with your friends. And this, I think, is not a stupid idea to do. I think there's still a lot of space for that. And actually, especially now, there's been a lot of friend slop games that have come out that people seem to like. So yeah, I don't think you need like global matchmaking or anything. But if you're going to make a game with global matchmaking, I think you need a lot of resources. Hey, Syracuse. Can't maintain a critical mass of players to keep the matchmaking reasonable. Yeah, it's not just that, though. There's also, you probably can't do a good anti-cheat. And every feature you make takes more time. Because it's like, well, you're not just making it for have this show up on your screen. It's like now synchronize it with everybody else. Make sure there's no cheating. Like start to think about what if you, I don't know, what if things are imbalanced or something. Hey, Mats. No, I think I just misremembered. Well, I don't know. Maybe I didn't misremember. Maybe I have it in a spreadsheet somewhere. Curious, what does anti-cheat actually do? People say they're not comfortable with that because it has something to do with kernel level access. So in general, anti-cheat is pretty easy to understand. It's make sure players don't cheat. But the way this works in a lot of games is there's stuff that you would typically have the client control, and you can't know on the server sometimes the difference between someone who's really skilled and someone who's cheating. So an FPS is a great example of that. Like you have to aim and you have to click, and then that will fire a bullet and you might hit the thing you're targeting or not. Aiming and clicking is a skill, but it's really hard to know, like, did the player move the mouse there or did a program move the mouse there? And then you have things like what kind of knowledge do you have? So for example, if you're playing an RTS, there's typically like a fog of war, and if you're cheating, you could remove all the fog of war and then just look anywhere on the map and see what's going on there. Maybe you could see through walls in an FPS. Maybe. So there's all these different cheats, and it's like, okay, in order to know that you haven't modified the program, we can't just have something running in the program itself, because then you could have modified that out. So we have a separate anti-cheat running in the kernel level that is then going to examine the memory of your program or some other, I don't know, signatures of things. I don't exactly know how it works or how they do these things. And then even with that, sometimes people still come up with cheats. And Minecraft had a lot of these things. Like in a lot, practically every multiplayer game has some concept of like movement speed. And then typically they have the concept of increasing that speed. So if you think about it, it's like, okay, you said something like x plus equal your velocity every frame, and now you're moving. You've got a character, it's like the mouse moving across the screen right now. But then a lot of games have a concept of like teleporting somewhere so that you can instantaneously set your X coordinate to like super far away. So if a player can somehow get access to that, or they can manipulate how you're moving your character around, and they can like warp around or fly around when you're not supposed to be able to. There's a whole lot of cheating stuff that people can do. And it's hard because it's an arms race against other humans. It's not like, well, we solved the technical problem, we've solved it forever. It's like, well, we put an anti-cheat in place, and now dedicated players are going to try to find ways around the anti-cheat such that you can never say your work is done. What happens when there are external AI using vision and robot arm to control the mouse? I think a lot of that sort of thing is going to be... It's going to be almost impossible to detect. And it's just going to probably ruin the game experience for some people. In fact, actually, you could kind of argue that in a lot of these games that are zero-sum, like playing against a really, really skilled player when you're not really skilled already ruins the game experience for you. And that's why a lot of players have complaints about matchmaking in games. Like, oh, hey, I'm a bronze level player and I'm playing against a gold level player. I stand no chance. And it's like, yeah, you do stand no chance. There's nothing you can do. You just got to spend the time and get better at the game. And that'll always exist in games because there are different skill levels. So yeah, what do you do when now there's an AI controlling the mouse and keyboard with a... Oh, whoa. That just start after like 15 minutes? I wonder what I had that set to. It's ours. I hate anti-cheat because it needs to essentially say, trust me with your entire data because the arms raised. Yeah, although if you're running an executable on your machine to begin with, you're already kind of saying, trust me with a lot of your data. Like it can record keystrokes. It could read files off your machine. Yeah, there's a lot that it can do even as a user level program. People buy high ranked accounts. That happens. Oh man, so I watch Hearthstone, but I don't play it. And one of the problems there is there are these like barcode accounts. What they'll do is there's a draft mode and they'll draft just a crazy deck. And then they'll sell that for like 15 cents. And it's practically free for them to do this. And some people want to play with the like higher power level than they normally get. So they spend, or I don't know what this is. Maybe it's like a dollar or something. But people will spend $1 and be like, oh, what is it like to have that level of power? And like, yeah, then they tend to win their matches because this is already a step up. But with a skill-based game, or entirely skill-based, I should say, I don't know why you'd buy an account like that. Anyway, I have stopped working, so let's go raid somebody. I'm going to try to do some stuff this afternoon. Let's go raid. Let's go raid IRAD. All right, thank you all for watching. I'll probably be back Monday morning. I'm still going to play it fast and loose with the stream schedule. So I'm probably not going to go back to streaming 24 hours a week until maybe the next game. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed watching. Take care. See you all next time.